Kenopanishad, which mantra are we on right now? Third mantra. In between, we should just keep doing Simhavalokanam. It is said, our style of studying should not be like drawing a line on water. You know how it is, right? As you go forward, previous thing keeps evaporating. It should not be like that. At least it should be like drawing a line on sand. Ideal is sand on a line on a rock. So these mantras which are there, at least the key ideas should be very well assimilated. And that is why I recap. I know we don't have that much time to do it by ourselves, so we'll do it together. First mantra was Adhikari. Keneshitam. On that word, long description was there. Who is the student of Upanishad? And Bhagwan spent a lot of time elaborating two words from the first mantra. Keneshitam patati preshitam manaha. So he took Ishitam and Preshitam. Now something comes alive from what you have studied. Ishitam is, student is asking, "O teacher, tell me the specific knowledge. I have some vague knowledge about Atma, but I want Vishesha Jnanam, details about what is the nature of this Atma." And by saying Preshitam, he is asking about whether this prompter is part of this assemblage or different from assemblage. This was the main essence of those two words. And then Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji gave several examples to show that this is not prompting like in conventional sense, like a teacher would prompt a student to go to the Gurukula. Not in that way. Prompting is like the chakora bird prompts the king to eat. Meaning without itself doing anything. You know, remember the example or not? The color of the eye changes if there is poison in the food. So if it changes, then the king does not eat. If it does not change, then the king can eat. What did the chakora bird do to prompt? So it did not do anything. Just in the proximity of that food, prompting happened. Another example we saw was magnet. Magnet does not do anything to attract the filings. In the proximity itself, all prompting happens. You say it is that kind of prompting. Then we saw second mantra. Second mantra, first part was the teaching. Shrotrasya shrotram manaso mano yat vacho havacham sa upranasya pranaha chakshushas chakshuhu. Until that point was teaching. Okay, what are the indicators of Brahma? And through one indicator, 4 other indicators were derived. Okay, we'll not go into that discussion, but the main point is first part of second mantra was teaching. Then Atimuccha Dhiraha. That was the later part of the mantra. That is called as the sadhana. After having known what is not who I am, having this ability to let go of those things. Remember the Mahatma Ji's words, Jane hue asat ka tyag, sadhana hai. Whatever I have gotten conviction as that which I am not, putting forth effort to let go of those things. Atimuccha dhiraha pretya asmat lokat amrutaha bhavanti. So the last part of the mantra was result of this entire journey. Those who give up I notion and my notion in this conditioning, they are free from transmigration. While they live in this body, they are not affected by ups and downs, because all of them comes through conditionings only. I hold on to mind, mind goes up and down, I think I am going up and down, and so on. That is where the topic of Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti also came. Jivan Mukti means what? While living in this body, that person enjoys absolute bliss. Having given up this body, there is no taking up of newer bodies. Okay. And then Shrotrasya Shrotram, these were the two key ideas that we saw. The student asked, why didn't the teacher directly indicate that this is Brahma? He says we cannot indicate that way because Brahman doesn't have action of its own. Like the sickle wielder has an identity even devoid of that, holding that sickle. He has a name, has something else that he can do. So you can indicate him through his own name. But Brahma doesn't have any indicator like that. It will only be indicated through action of something which is superimposed. What example had we seen here? Bhagwan Raman Maharshi's finger. His example of showing that finger means in every action, recognize the actionless Atma. Okay. In every Kriya, recognizing Nishkriya Brahma. And the last one that we were seeing so far, Natatra Chakshur Gacchati, Nava Gacchati, No Manaha, Na Vidmaha, Na Vijanimaha, Yathaitad Anushishyat. Now this mantra is Pramana Mantra, through which Pramana Atman will be known. Not through eyes, not through speech. So each of them represents one Pramana. Natata Chakshur Gacchati means not Pratyaksha Pramana. Navag Gacchati, not Laukika Shabda Pramana. No Manaha, not Anumana Pramana or any of the Pramana that uses mind. Na Vidmaha, na Vijanimaha. Teacher is telling, we don't know of this Brahman as an object, nor do we know to teach it as an object. Okay, until this point we had seen Kartru Karma Virodha. This topic also we had seen last time. And then we had seen the portion of speech can indicate only that thing which has these 5, qualities. Shabda, Pravritti, Nimittani. What were the Shabda, Pravritti, Nimittani? First one was Jati. You can start with Jati. Second was Guna. Third, Kriya. Fourth, Sambandha. Fifth one, Rudi. Good. These terms, if we keep revising them, it will not be difficult. Just like anything else. Even while we are discussing, try to use some Vedantic terms with those who are of the same background. Don't do it with anybody else. Maharaj used to say, even when you are drinking lemonade or some sharbat, he used to say, you should say that there is adhyasa happening here. Color belongs to that whatever thing we have put. And water is substratum. He says, color is seen in water. I say, water is red. Water is having, some other color. So like that, appreciate Vedanta and so many other things. Okay, this is page number 39. This is the Mahavakya of Kenopanishad. This is where we had paused. Did you all find page 39? Na vidmaha, na vijanimaha, yathaitadanushishyaat, iti atyantam eva upadesha prakara pratyakhyane prapte tat apavado ayam uchyate satyamevam pratyakshadibhihi pramanaihi na paraha pratyayayitum shakyah agamena tu shakyata eva pratyayayitum iti tat upadeshartham agamam aha anyadeva tad viditad atho aviditadadhi iti. Until now, what was said? Na vidmaha, na vijanimaha. We don't know to teach also. So having said that, students should not think that teaching is not possible, or this truth is not possible to be known. One should not think in that way. Atyantam eva upadesha prakara pratyakhyane prapte tat apavado ayam uchyate. To refute that kind of understanding, this statement has come now. Satyam evam pratyakshadibihi pramanaihi na paraha pratyayitum shakyah. It is true that by pratyaksha pramana and other pramana, this Atman cannot be indicated to other person. Agamena tu shakyate eva pratyayitum. But through Upanishad, this truth is very well possible to be communicated. Tat upadeshartham agamam aha. To illustrate that point, this agama, Mahavakya of Kenopanishad, is coming right now. Sometimes what happens is, in making the teaching abstract or in avoiding objectification, it becomes very abstract. You say, nobody will know this truth. It is beyond sense organs. In those terms, what we feel is, probably this truth cannot be known at all. So there Bhagwan Shankaracharya is saying that is not the case. It is very well known, but not known through eyes, ears, and those means of knowledge. Okay. There are different darshanas, different school of thoughts. One of them has something called as Syadvada. Syadvada means you ask them any question, their answer is maybe. Is this color red or yellow? They'll say maybe red, maybe yellow. No precise indicator. Is Atman there or not? You say maybe there. We don't know. So those vadas are refuted here. He says this is not Syata. This is very well determined through Upanishad Pramana. So now we are going to see Anyadeva tad viditat atho aviditat adiha. This portion of the mantra we have seen until Yathaitad Anushishyat. All bhashya is on mantra only. If you appreciate that, you will appreciate the depth of bhashya. Anyat eva tad viditat. Viditat means known. Aviditat means unknown. So what is Brahma? It says Brahman is that which is different from known, and Brahman is that which is also different from unknown. Beyond means different. Aviditat adhi means it is different from unknown. Because we have studied other texts, and all of you have studied several other texts, it becomes easier if we keep mapping to the previous texts. You all remember this from Chandogya? Same part we saw in Tattva Bodha also. Those who missed Chandogya, remember Tattva Bodha. We saw the creation process, right? How did creation process come about? From that Sat Vastu, from Atman, with Maya conditioning, came three elements: fire, water, earth. Chandogya Upanishad easier, only three elements. Tattva Bodha has 5. But here we said add the other 2 also. So from those 3 elements, grossification happened, and then came 5 gross elements. Right? Those 5 gross elements alone we call as this creation. What I call as this mic is what? Fire, water, earth. If I want easier mapping, the dark color comes from earth, the reddish color comes from fire, and the white portion comes from water. Or if you want to say, you take the periodic table. Okay, whatever you want to point out as an object, it will all boil down into elements. Known objects, which has a name and a form, it will have elements as its fundamental thing. So when we say Viditam, it includes everything on the right of that line. Okay, what are the things? Subtle elements, and from subtle element, what comes is mind, prana, and speech. Some prakriya you remember from Tattva Bodha? From the samashti aspect of Pancha Mahabhutas, Sukshma samashti aspect, Antakarana is formed. From samashti aspect of Rajasic Pancha Mahabhuta, Pranas are formed, and so on. All Indriyas, everything comes from the subtle aspect of 5 elements. That is why they are subtle. Right? Sense organs are subtle, mind is subtle. Because it is known, it says put it in Viditam category. Do I know my mind or not? Do I know my sense organs? Yes. So put it in Viditam category. What is Brahma? Viditat Anyam. It is different from Vidita. Okay. So Vidita I should understand first what it means. And my style of inquiry should be, I should let go of those things which are Vidita. What is Avidita then? Avidita is Maya. That which is unknown. Maya is not seen through physical eyes. It is not something which becomes an object of any pramana. That is why we call it as Avidita or unknown. What is Brahma? Different from Avidita. That which remains after negating Vidita and Avidita, that you are. Okay. You know, in olden days, this is how teaching used to be. In Gurukula, one statement will be given. Anya deva tad viditat, atho aviditat adhi. Now, whole day, the students have so many other duties. They have to take the cows for grazing, do so many other things. What will they do during that time? Just reflect on this same teaching. In Taittiriya it is said, Vichara sthala uktavan. They will show us the place of inquiry. We have to go there and keep inquiring in this way. Now see what all things will fall under Vidita category. This creation of names and forms, is it Vidita or Avidita? Vidita. This physical body, Vidita or Avidita? Vidita. Come closer to the mind. Viditam, it is known. He says, let go of that. Maya, we don't have to do anything. Don't take it on. That is all he says. Whatever remains, that you are. Mahavakya need not always be Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi is one Mahavakya, infinitude revealing statement. There are several Mahavakyas. Whatever reveals our infinitude, that is Mahavakya. So this is a question of reflection. How does this statement reveal infinitude? You can think. I will not take it up right away. Now Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji, if this is clear, Bhashya will become very easy. Anyat eva, pruthak eva, tat yat prakrutam, shrotradinam, shrotradi ityuktam, avishayascha, tesham, tat viditat anyadevahi, viditam nama yat vidikriyaya atishayena aptam. Okay. Viditam nama yat vidikriyaya Atishayena aptam vidikriya karma bhutam kvachit kinchit kasyachit viditam syat iti sarvameva vyakrutam viditam eva tasmat anyadeva ityarthah. So Bhagwan is explaining the meaning of the word viditam. Anyadeva viditat, right? So now he says, let us reflect on the word viditam. Anyat pruthak eva. Anyat means that which is different. Pruthak eva yat prakrutam shrotradinam shrotradi iti yuktam. What is different? That which we just discussed about. Shrotrasya shrotram. What is ear of the ear? That thing. Avishayascha tesham. All these objects which are vidita, they don't become an object of this, or Brahman doesn't become object of knowledge. That is why it is anyat eva viditat. But what is vidita? It says viditam nama yat vidikreya atishayena aptam. That which is very well comprehended by a thought. Okay, vidikriya means act of knowing, but knowing through a thought, knowing an object through a thought. That which is well comprehended through a thought is called as viditam. Vidikriya karma bhutam. That which becomes an object of knowing, that is called as viditam. In other words, that which is known through different pramanas. Pratyaksha pramana until laukika shabda pramana. All those pramanas we saw it. Whatever becomes known through them, that is called as vidita. And right now we might not know it, but it can be known at some point. I might not know it. Somebody else might know it. All that will fall under vidita only. Okay, somebody says after several years, maybe something will become known. You say it will become known, right? That is what we say is not Brahma. Okay. Some leaf in Amazon forest, not known to me, but known to somebody. Some jiva is there which is knowing that leaf. So that is vidita. Okay. Sarvam eva vyakrutam viditam eva. So that image, if you remember, this bhashya is easy now. Whatever is on the right, including mind, this gross world, all of that is vidita. Okay, and Atman is different from it. Now, what is aviditam? This is another portion. The unknown Maya which is there, that is aviditam. Aviditam ajñātam tarhi iti prapte aha atho api aviditat viparitat vidita viparitat avyakrutat avidya lakshanat avyakruta bijat yadhi yasmat adhi upari bhavati tat tasmat anyaditi prasiddham. So now Bhagwan is explaining what is the meaning of aviditat. If you say Brahman is that which is different from vidita, you might end up in a category where you say it is ajñāta, or maybe it is unknown then. Aviditam ajñātam tarhiti prapte. If you say that Brahman is unknown, he says no, it is beyond unknown. Means what? It is different from ignorance, it is different from Maya. We should not go too far to find Brahma. We are talking about ourselves. You say Aham is not unknown. That is the essence of this. What I call as Aham, it is not unknown. It is different from unknown also. Only thing is, it is erroneously known. I say Aham, but I know that Aham mixed up with body. That is why I say I am body. If I say Aham, I know it mixed up with mind. I say I am mind. But there is no doubt of whether Aham is there or not. That is why this part comes. It is different from unknown also. Enquire in that way. Vidita viparitat avyakrutat. Avyakrutat means Maya. Avidya lakshanat. Avyakruta bijat. See, so many indicators are given so that we should not miss the point. We are not talking about some other ignorance. We are talking about ignorance of Atma. Not knowing my nature to be infinite. That ignorance is Maya, and I am different from that also. Untouched by this Maya. Adhi means upari. What does the mantra say? Anyadeva tad viditat atho aviditat adhi. So Bhagwan is clarifying what does adhi mean. Adhi means that which is beyond. But what comes to your mind when you hear the word beyond? He says, let us not keep it vague. Understand that by lakshana, we should understand it is anyat. Lakshanaya anyat ityartah. Meaning what? Adi means you should take the meaning different. Just like you took for vidita. For avidita also take the same meaning. Atma is different from avidita. Okay? Yadhi yasmat adi upari bhavati tat tasmat anyaditi prasiddham. Whatever is beyond something, different from something, that is above that thing. Like how you say that rope is above that snake. Not like literally above it. Means rope is beyond that snake. Okay, so whatever is different from something, that is above that thing. Anyadeva tadviditat atho aviditat adhi. So what did we cover so far? Atma is different from vidita and different from avidita. Different from this mind, which is vidita, this body, which is known or is vidita, and this world. Different from Maya also. So when you get a chance, mind is quiet, we should sit in one place and just keep eliminating vidita and avidita. That is meditation. These are all indicators recognizing Prabhupada Chinha. What did Ahilyaji do? Same thing she did. Sat down in one place, became introvert, taking mind away from vidita. Everything which is known, eliminated from the mind. What remains after that is Bhagavan. Essential nature of Bhagavan is that Atma. My essential nature is also Atma. Okay. Now comes a very interesting topic. Bhagavan says we got the literal meaning, right, of this Anyadeva tad viditat atho aviditat adi. Let us reflect on a little deeper meaning of this verse now. Before we go to Bhashya, we will see some example, then that Bhashya will become easier. A very simple example. You will say what kind of example this is, but it will communicate the point. You all, just pay attention to your hand. Let us say you have your hand. On this hand, there is some dirt which has come on top of it. Okay. And let us say there is also a ring which is kept outside. Just an example, don't stretch this too far. Why only ring? Why only dirt? Nothing like that. Just two examples. One, there is dirt on your hand, and there is a ring which is kept. You can take that ring and wear it on your hand. That is called as Upadhyam. Sanskrit word for that, taking something and putting on yourself, is called as Upadhyam. Da means to give, Upadhyam means to get. What is not part of me, that I have taken on myself. That dirt which is there on my hand, I can wash it away and let go of it. Sanskrit word for that is Aheyam. Okay. Ring I took on, that was called Upadhyam. Dirt which was there on my hand, I let go of, that was called as Aheyam. But what do I have to do to attain my hand? Okay. Hand is already attained. I need not take it up, nor can I give up anything. Okay, hand is already attained. It cannot be given up, nor do I need to take it up. That part is called as Aheyam, Anupadeaym. Aheyam means what? Cannot be given up. Anupadeaym means what? Need not be taken up, because it is already attained. Okay, very simple example. But now you see the Bhashya portion. What Bhashya will come later, but just the analogy which Bhagwan is going to give. He says, Atma is like that hand. Okay? And this entire Vidita Prapancha which is there, that is like the dirt which is there on this hand. Okay? Vidita Prapancha. What does Vidita include? The gross world and the subtle world. It is erroneously included in this Atma. That is, Bhagwan says, should be Aheyam. Aheyam means mentally don't make that as goal of life. Okay, whatever Vidita Prapancha is there, he says, let go of that. Aheyam. And what about Avidita, which is Maya? He says, Maya you did not take up. Because you're already that Atman, you're already complete by yourself. You don't need anything else to be complete. Just abide in your own true nature. So he says, the purpose of saying this word, Anyadeva tad viditat, ato aviditat adhi, is to say that Atma is Aheyam and Anupadeaym. Aheyam means it cannot be given up. Anupadeaym means it need not be taken up. Did it make sense, the whole analogy in this portion? When it comes to sadhana, both these things are applicable. There should be Aheyam also, there should be Upadhyam also. Aheyam of all negative tendencies, kama, krodha, lobha, that I should give up. And Upadhyam, all good virtues I should take up. But as Atma, I am already perfect. I don't have to take up anything, nor do I have to let go of anything. Okay, this is the wisdom of a Jivan Mukta. Okay, fully complete, nothing to take over, nothing to let go of. Now you see Bhashya, it should be very easy now. Yat Viditam, Tat Alpam, Martyam, Dukkhatmakam Cheti Aheyam, Tasmat Viditat Anyat Brahma iti Ukte, Tu Aheyatvam Uktam Syat, Tatha Aviditat Adi iti Ukte, Anupadeyatvam Uktam Syat, Karyartham hi karanam anyat, Anyena Upadiyate. You see, all these things are not there in mantra. Mantra only said Anya Devatad Viditat. You see so many things Bhagwan Shankaracharya added. Yat Viditam Tat Alpam. Says whatever is Vidita, that becomes finite. Yat Viditam Tat Alpam. Tat Martyam. Not only finite, it perishes. After that he says Dukkhatmakam. It will bring Dukkham. Dukkhatmakam means what, Its Atma is Dukkham. What Bhagwan Krishna also says, that if you inquire into nature of objects, you will find Dukkham as its substratum. Dukkhatmakam cha iti Aheyam. Therefore, what I should do? Let go of it. Let go of it meaning that cannot become goal of life. Aheyam means we cannot physically take it away. Right? Where will you take out this body and keep? Right? Nor can we take out this mind and keep. Only thing is, it is not Varaniyam. Varaniyam means goal of life. He says that is not what I should be focusing on. Shift attention to Atma. Now this is a very deep statement. Yat Viditam Tat Alpam. How do you say that? Whatever is known becomes finite. You take any example. Is this watch known or not? Viditam, what will be the statement that we make? I know this watch. Moment you say, I know this watch has become conditioned in space. Watch is an entity existing in space. It is not there to the left of it. It is not there to the right of it. Okay. So when I say the word Viditam, it becomes finite. Moment I say, I know this watch, it becomes finite in time also. Before I did not know, now I know it. Or this watch was not there before and it came about. It became conditioned in space, became conditioned in time. If I say I know this watch, it becomes conditioned in objects also. This watch is not there in this laptop. This laptop is not there in this watch. And all other objects, this becomes separated out from them. What is this conditioning called in Vedanta? Desha Kala Vastu Paricheda. It's a technical term, but we should know what it means. Moment I say I know something, that thing becomes conditioned in space, conditioned in time, conditioned in objects. And what is Brahma? Brahma is different from all these things. We saw indicator of Brahma as unconditioned, right? So Brahma is different from this Vidita. What will you call a thought? We said it falls under Vidita category. Our own thought, different thoughts which are coming, it is Vidita. If I say it is Vidita, it will become finite. Do you agree if thought is finite or infinite? But one thing we should note is, thought is not finite in space. Thought is finite in time, thought is finite in object, but thought is not finite in space. There are some philosophers, who make very nice statements. One of their statement is, time and space is the frame for the mind to look at this world. Time and space is the frame through which we look at this world, and mind itself is having that frame. But one thing to note there is, thought is not conditioned in space. Why do we say that? Because space is appearing in time, in thought. Thought is not floating somewhere that it becomes conditioned in space. The very idea of space is appearing in thought. That is why in deep sleep, there is no thought, there is no perception of space. Okay, that is this part, Tat alpam. Why is it dukkhatmakam? What is viditam? Bhagwan is telling it is dukkhatmakam. So it is dukkhatmakam because if I insist that thing to remain the same, its nature is martyam, it is going to perish, it is going to change. And if I insist that it should remain the same way as it is, that will give a lot of dukkham. What is this called as? Durasha. You see Tadaka, who was there? Expecting something to be the way where it cannot be that way. That is called as false hope. Durasha. If Durasha is there, the son of that Durasha will be Dosha, Maricha, and other son will be Subahu or Dukkham. You see the same flow of thought is here. If Vidita Prapancha I take myself as this body, mind as this body, and then hope to get unconditioned happiness, or that happiness which does not go up and down. This is that body will keep changing, mind will keep changing, circumstances outside will keep changing. So, sadhaka, don't invest your happiness there. Vidita Prapancha is Aheyam. Aheyam not like literally, Aheyam in our mind, that I cannot find ashraya over here. I cannot find trupti, contentment over here. Just look for it in the right place. That is what this statement, Anya Devatat Viditat, is telling us. Tasmat Viditat Anyat Brahma iti ukte aheyatvam tu uktam syat. Brahman is that which is different from this Vidita, therefore it is Aheya. What is Heya? That which is Vidita is Heya. Brahman is different from Vidita, it is already attained. I don't have to remove anything from Brahma. Tatha aviditat aditi ukte anupadeyatvam uktam. Other part was aviditat adhi. It is beyond or different from unknown also, means don't go and take upon Maya again. That is why Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji clarifies, karyartham hi karanam anyat anyena upadhyate. Only when we have some desire to accomplish something, do we take some instrument to accomplish that work. Pay attention to that last sentence. Karyartham hi, for the sake of some karya, karanam anyat anyena upadhyate. Some other instrument or cause is taken up. He says, if you are Atma, content by yourself, nothing else is needed to make us complete. Okay? So Bhagwan says, this is the deeper import of this word, of this statement, Anya Devatad Viditat, Atho Aviditat Adhi. What is the first portion we saw? Just the meaning of Vidita and Avidita. So it becomes a method of inquiry that you keep removing whatever is Vidita, whatever is Avidita. But after doing that, the deeper import is this Atman is already attained. I need not get it from outside, nor is there anything that I need to take away. Okay, that is the deeper import. Now Bhagwan summarizes the discussion. Atascha na vedituhu anyasmai prayojanaya anyat upadeyam bhavati tyevam bhavati tyevam vidita aviditabhyam anyaditi heyopadeya pratishedhena swatmano ananyatvat Brahma Vishaya Jignasa Shishyasya Nirvartita Syat Nahi Anyasya Swatmanah Vidita Aviditabhyam Anyatvam Vastunah Sambhavati iti Atma Brahma iti Esha Vakyarthah. It should be read together. Huh? Sambhavati iti Atma Brahma iti Esha Vakyarthah. Ayam Atma Brahma Ya Atma Apahata Papma Yat Sakshad Aparokshad Brahma Ya Atma Sarvantarah Ityadi Shrutyantarebhyascheti. So now the summary is what was pointed out as Shrotrasya Shrotram Manaso Manoyat. That alone is infinite, and that alone I am. So I should not look for Brahman somewhere, nor think that right now I am not Brahman, one day I will become Brahman. Right now, there are more things which are there in me, and slowly I will let go of one by one, and then I will become Brahman. Just all those ideas, sadhaka should drop. Holding on to this conviction that I am already Brahma, do all sadhanas. Whatever is required to purify the mind, all those sadhanas we will keep doing. But our main direction should be very clear. Like that man who got kidnapped from Gandhara. Pandito Medhavi he is. Teacher told him what is the destination, and in between milestones were also told. So now he is going from village to village, making sure that milestones are met. But most importantly, destination should be clear. What is the thing? That I am already Brahma of that Ananda Swarupa. I don't have to do anything to become Brahma. That is this. Anya deva tad viditat, atho aviditat adhi. One thing to think about is, in which category will you put aham? Will you put aham in vidita category or avidita category? What was the definition of vidita? That which is known through vidik kriya, through the action of knowing, just like I know this watch, right? This is called as vidik kriya. So do I know aham in that way? As an object, that I'm using my mind, I'm using my sense organs, and then I'm knowing that I am there. Will you put aham in vidita? No. Can you put aham in avidita? Avidita means maya. That I have no clue about, ignorance. I don't know what it is. Can you put aham there? There's no. If you inquire into aham, you will reach the same answer. Aham is anya devatad viditat atho aviditat adhi. Only thing is, I take this aham as ahankara. This is that ahankara you can put it in vidita category. Today what we saw it. See, ahankara, don't think it is some other entity. Huh? Our name, that is ahankara. I am Soham Chaitanya. That is the locus of ahankara. That I can see. And I can also see different roles, different hats that this ahankara wears. Right now it is of a speaker. After some time, it will be doing pujanam. After some time, It will be preparing for the next class. All of that is ahankara only. So like that, we should develop this ability to see this ahankara. I always remember one of our Swamiji, his style of that, delivering discourse was to make this ahankara as drishya and talk to it. Saddarshanam was his favorite text. So he would make some, illusory person sit there and talk to that person. This fellow, he is the problem. Like that he would say, means ahankara. And in between, suddenly he would say, hey, what do you think? Like that. And everybody will watch what is he referring to. But he's making this ahankara drishya. And then he is talking to it. This fellow means ahankara. So we should also look at our ahankara in this way. This fellow is doing this now, doing that now. So this was the portion of the first part. Nahi anyasya swatmanah vidita aviditabhyam anyatvam vastunah sambhavati. This category or this lakshana of anyadeva tad viditat atho aviditat adhi will fit only in one place. What is that place? Atma. Nowhere else. You take anything in this creation, it will either fall in vidita or it will fall in avidita. That is the essence of this statement. Nahi anyasya swatmanaha means swatmanaha anyasya, other than Atma. Vidita aviditabhyam anyatvam vastunaha sambhavati. Other than Atma, this definition of anyadeva tad viditat atho aviditat adhi will not fit anywhere. Okay, and other Upanishads also say this. Ayam Atma Brahma, Ya Atma Apahata Patma. These are all other indicators from other Upanishad that this Atman alone is Brahma. Yat Sakshat Aparokshat Brahma iti. The same message, different Mahatmas, they have put in different ways. Like Kabir Das Ji, he will say, Moko kaha dhoonde re bande, main to tere paas mein. Where are you searching? Bhagwan is telling that I am seated right here in your heart as this Atma. Don't look outside. And our Puranas have a very sweet way of communicating the same truth. You've heard the story of Hiranyaksha, right? Bhagwan enters into a fight with Hiranyaksha. And Hiranyaksha was very powerful. And it is said in Bhagavatam, Bhagwan goes and hides inside. He says this Hiranyaksha has eyes on gold. Hiranyaksha means what? One who has eyes on gold. He'll always be looking outside. He will not worry about looking inside. I am very safe over there. So that is Bhagwan's way of hiding. He says this human manushya paranchikhani vitran swambhu. Sense organs are extrovert. They will keep looking for happiness outside. I can very well stay inside. If I were to be outside, they would have found me. We are very good in that. So Bhagwan says, I will go and hide inside. So this is the main essence of this teaching. And now a few other questions will be raised from Vakya Bhashya. Those indicators we will see. We won't read Vakya Bhashya. And then we will continue forward. Aap you will announce or study group? You want to announce now? You want me to? Okay. So what we thought was, we are also playing with this format. We want to make sure we get the best out of the time that we are spending over here. We felt after this session, we will stay back for some time, whoever can. And we will have a short recap. Okay, you can call it a study group, call it a satsang. Whoever is available, from next session we will start this. That way, when you read Bhashya, when you go over the points again, we digest a lot. It makes more sense to us. When you yourself are saying it back, you wonder, oh, what did I hear? And what am I, it doesn't make. So we encourage whoever is available. All of you can join us in person. There are some more ideas also. Shankar Jayanti is in April, right? Somewhere during that time we do it. It would be nice if we all can get familiar reading Bhashya. That is our tribute to Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji, whom we revere so much. Getting comfortable with that. And then if we can do some Bhashya Parayanam of Kenopanishad. So this group which will come in person, we can keep that also as the goal. Okay. So I hope that is sufficient motivation for all of you to come. We thoroughly enjoyed even the satsang with Swamiji, Swami Shantananji, for those few minutes. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.